so how bummed I was that the Barcelona game was canceled the other day.
Oh, seriously. The boys were in town with you. I can't believe it.
Yeah. So I had my nephews in town last weekend, and Barcelona was playing Juventus at Santa Clara at Levi Stadium. And we had the tickets, and we were going to surprise the boys. My sister got tickets. And that afternoon, I guess Barcelona came down with some virus or something and backed out. And so the whole thing was canceled.
I think the whole team got a stomach bug.
No. So what a bummer. And all these people were commenting on the social media saying like, well, because they're refunding tickets. They're like, well, you're refunding like hotels and flights too? Because like, people were already here from wherever, bummer. But yeah, we were all super bummed out because we wanted to go to that. But
I heard a buddy of mine watched the El Clásico, the Barcelona Real Madrid.
I watched that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Not in person.
Yeah, he was there in person. That was pretty cool.
Wow, awesome.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Then you're off, JP.
You're
Okay,
leading.
well, I'm going to go ahead and get started and just say welcome back to the much anticipated and long awaited return of It Should Be Common Knowledge podcast. Where
should we say it's season 2?
Yes, let's do that. Officially season 2, episode 1. We had a long extended break due to
writer strike.
All sorts. Yes, writer strike. That's it.
SAG-AFTRA.
We refused to just use AI to write the podcast for us, so we sat around and fired our we fired our writers. Then realized we couldn't move on without them, so we hired ourselves back. So we're back.
The talent issue, had to kick ourselves in the butt. Here we go.
Debates on whether we should just pack it in and replace ourselves, but eventually no one wanted to do this for free like we do. We will soldier on, and we're just excited to be back. Today we have an interesting topic for you today, which I will leave here. I just have a hint of what we're going to talk about today, but really excited to be back. And once again, I'm JP. I'm hosting the episode today. I'm joined by Jonathan.
Hey there.
And Luke.
Hi.
Two of the guys.
I want to do some quick recaps, like what's happened the last 6 months.
What's happening?
Where are we at currently? Like, what's going on in your life?
Where am I at currently? I am, changing jobs, changing careers, all sorts of things, starting a new job. So, but I've spent the last month traveling a lot, so it's been fantastic. West Coast up into the Rockies and Yellowstone. So ready to be back at it.
Where are you sitting tonight?
I am in Indiana, starting my new gig, and
that's a temporary situation, or will you be coming to us live always from Indiana?
No, I am not moving to Indiana. No offense to Indiana, lovely place. I am thrilled to see all the greenery. Coming from Utah, I don't see a lot of green things at all. So this is fantastic, but it's temporary, and I will be working remotely. So
first broadcast ever for us from Indiana.
Yes. First broadcast being recorded from Indiana, absolutely, for us. Lovely state, and been able to do a little traveling around the state and do some driving. Beautiful stuff. So happy to be here. How about yourself?
I'm out here in San Francisco still, but I did move to a new apartment. I'm out in the Richmond district, so I moved from the Sunset district south of the Golden Gate Park to north of it. So I'm basically south of the Golden Gate Bridge in quite the foggy neighborhood. If you are familiar with the city, I'm on the northwest corner, so I can walk to the beach, Baker Beach, Ocean Beach, Land's End. I love it. I don't have to use that car that much. I can wander, and actually I live above a dim sum place, and right downstairs at the stairs there's like a ramen place, and you name it. I have my favorite Gordo's burrito spot a block away, which is pretty awesome, but also dangerous. I can go get all this good food easily late at night, so that's a problem, but I'm not complaining. So yeah, I'm loving it. It's a great spot. So that's my latest update. Big change.
Remind me that is an episode within itself. Gordo's burritos and the equivalents, and who makes the meanest, biggest Mexican burrito.
We definitely have to have a burrito episode, I think.
Yes.
Awesome. We did a kebab episode. Let's do a burrito episode.
And is the California burrito a legitimate burrito?
Oh yeah, note to self for later. Let's do that one.
I've actually heard that the burrito is not even it's actually native to America. It's not even from Mexico. I've
Yeah,
heard
well, like
Mexicans say that.
I would
the
believe
Mission
it.
burrito they claim was made in SF here in the Mission District. Yeah, I'm sure there's varying people saying they created what, but yeah, let's dive into that sometime.
And the funny fact about that is that burrito actually means tiny donkey.
I hope that's not referenced like the meat in there, but
That'll be something. IKEA part 2.
So what about you, Luke? Where are you? What's up in your life? Where have you been since last we spoke? I know you've had some big changes.
Yeah, I moved to SoCal. I'm in LA now, Torrance to be specific. Right next to Palos Verdes, Donald Trump golf courses over there, and I got Redondo Beach, not even like 10 minutes from here. Been doing a lot
Nice.
of running. My Labrador just turned 3 yesterday, so that's what's new in my life.
Oh, Milo had a birthday. I miss that guy. Used to hike with the pup all the time, so he's now a SoCal dog.
Yep, still get to do that, luckily.
It's good. So now I guess SBCK covers like the triangulation now, like the trifecta: NorCal, SoCal, and Southern Utah. So
and today, Indiana, that's a bigger trifecta.
Coming at you live from everywhere.
Multiple time zones. Yeah. Before the call, we were just talking about the fact that Indiana is split into different time zones, and I thought JP was in Central, but no, he's sitting up late tonight on Eastern time.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's get moving on. Let's get to it. Let's get season 2 underway. Let's get it started. And once again, yes, like I said, I'm your host, JP. And as we always do, before we get to the main topic, we like to throw it over to one of us with a person, place, or thing. So something that you may not have heard about or know about, and generally speaking, we don't know what the person is bringing to us today. So I believe that is Luke who's got it today. So hit us with what you got, and let's see if we know about your person, place, or thing, or that thing that we should know about. So hit us up and drop some knowledge on us.
Very true, very true. Yeah, today I thought I'd take an article that I was reading about. It's about a thing which might actually revolutionize the entire world. I don't know, and it's coming straight out of South Korea. I don't know if you guys heard of anything. I see Jordan doing like a twirling.
I just read something, but I'm trying to think of what it was. It was
not Superman, but
not food related, apparently.
No.
Did they make a stronger steel?
Not a stronger steel. It's about I'm just gonna reveal it. It's about superconductors.
Oh yes. Uh-huh.
So
nice.
What they've started doing is a paper has been published about room temperature superconductors, which could revolutionize electronics and electrical engineering. I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty and like all the jargon and everything like that, but basically what it says is that superconductors can conduct energy, like our electricity that we get into our house, without any restrictions. So it's just free flowing. Normally we get it through wires. You lose some, you get some heat from it. This would mean that we have a no loss energy system, which would revolutionize everything, because basically we could throw away half of everything that we need, like power plants and stuff like that, because we're using every single bit of electricity that we're producing. And second to that, levitation apparently is the thing that they can build with that. So I'm waiting. Maybe next year, maybe 2 years from now, we'll get hoverboards. We'll just fly towards each other on hoverboards.
I was gonna say levitation in like the sense of like elevated trains and things like that. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like not like party trick. You're laying on the table, levitate.
No. No, not that. But apparently, it's in the news at the moment. they're still checking whether what they've done is correct and everything. But I thought it was really cool. I think it has a lot of things for the future. With AI, with this, I think the world is changing so fast, but it's nice to keep up to date with the things that we're achieving these days.
So it's a claim and it's not fully confirmed.
Yeah.
Or so it's going through peer review or something like that.
Basically.
Yeah, I believe. Now I remember the article that Luke's referred to. I even saw some diagrams and some charts describing. I mean, it was Greek to me. Looking at it, didn't understand. But essentially, Luke. So then, what is it saying? Is so as far as with the no heat created, are we able to send power along a line much further without degraded loss of power or less shielding, or what's the real benefit here?
I think for when it comes to our houses and the way we power our houses, it's still like maybe 20 years away or something, because you would have an empty tube with the superconductor in there instead of a cable. So it wouldn't have a cable anymore. It would just be something that's circulating inside of the cable with whatever the findings are that they found this week. And that would just superconduct the energy. So it would be free flowing instead of going through a wire.
Oh, okay. So it's not creating the friction or running through the wire, being carried. Oh,
yeah, nothing.
And not creating heat in the wire itself. Excellent. Yeah. Very cool.
The first article I found says viral room temperature superconductor claims spark excitement and skepticism. Yeah. So, but it's basically, they give a little synopsis. It says, like, when electrical current flows through an ordinary conductor like copper wire, they bump along the electrons into atoms as they jostle along.
Yep.
They lose energy and the wire heats up. In this one, they move along without resistance, so they don't lose energy. And the superconducting magnets are powerful enough to levitate trains and contain the fierce plasmas in fusion reactors. So I'm sure a lot of applications for this.
Trains is the ones I'm looking forward to, like levitating trains from LA to Utah, or
any train from LA to Utah that's not like 48 hours would be nice.
Yeah.
Or like 72 hours.
Exactly.
I think we talked about that once. JP took the train from Denver to Salt Lake, and it was
oh my goodness,
2 days or something. But
and what
beautiful
usually happens,
man.
So what usually happens,
walked home faster.
So what usually happens is that they that one person tests it, writes a paper on it, publishes it. The next scientist is gonna try and reproduce it, and if others can reproduce it, then it's like your claim is good. We can go along making things out of it. So that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. We like the scientific process where things are replicatable, duplicated by others, and peer reviewed, and it's something that's like scalable, that you can actually use in broad things,
applications. Yeah.
No, that's
yes.
awesome.
Let's get this finalized and then figure out how to mesh it and integrate it with the Hyperloop, and then we're flying. Then we're
flying underground.
Got the trains in a tube going ultra fast. That's what I need. Yes.
Let's do that.
Not for the claustrophobic folks, being a tube.
Hey, and hoverboards
in a vacuum.
I mean, come on.
Yes.
Back to the Future hoverboards, actual ones that work.
That would be pretty awesome. I wonder if you have to have like sidewalks made of this stuff though, to react off of.
We'll see.
Hoverboards don't work on water, McFly. Such a good movie.
Well, awesome, Luke. Thank you. That was awesome. That was a great thing. Something we should all know about and keep our eye out for amongst all the changes and things that are happening in the world right now. It's awesome to see cool new things happening. All right, now what we're going to do, now we're going to take a nice little pause for our non-existent sponsors. So feel free if you want to be sponsored. If you want us, no, we're not going to sponsor anybody, but if you want to sponsor us, feel free. We're going to
we're accepting applications in cash.
Yes. And we promise not to go on extended hiatus between seasons 1 and 2, or between 2 and 3. But we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to be back with our main topic of discussion, which is going to be led by Jonathan today. So excited to see what he's got here for us. We're going to take a break real quick, and we'll kick it off in just a moment.
We back.
And we back. Yeah, we are back. So, are we
Nike
ready?
called, Adidas called. We got sponsorships, baby.
Oh, how many
they did,
sponsorships
huh?
rolled in? Oh, wow, let's do it. Let's go. All right, sweet. Perfect.
Yet the new Nike Dunk Luke coming out
Oh.
2023. Got a wicked Hawaiian print on it.
In Dutch orange.
Oh, wave your flag. All right. Well, Jonathan, you got it. Let's throw it over to you and hit us up with what you got. Let's do it.
All right, let's talk about it. So the other day I was walking around my new neighborhood, and this is actually a neighborhood where I used to come visit a lot. JP and I did to visit our aunt who used to live here a few blocks from here. And when I was a kid, I remember like literally a block from where I live now, there used to be a store on Geary, which is no longer. And I walked by there because it's right next to the Walgreens. And I went down there and I looked on the door, which is still vacant where the store used to be. And they still had the old, not logos exactly, but they had the same like graphic print. And on the exits, on the doors, there were these circles that say entrance and exit. And it was the old, and there was also an old video drop off spot in the wall. And it said videos only, an old like 90s print. It was where the old Blockbuster was, the video store, which if you know what that was quite the phenomenon in the 90s going throughout the whole United States. And in general, just video stores was a thing. And it made me think about a topic for this week, which is basically, and you know, there's a lot of it going on right now, which is timely. I wanted to talk about summer blockbuster movies, like fitting that video store was named Blockbuster Video. And there is one left of those videos in Oregon still. There was thousands of them, and now they're down to one location. So if you're ever in Oregon, go stop by. Because it's funny, for us in the 90s, that was an activity on Fridays, was just to even just go there and wander around and look at the covers of movies.
I've seen 1,000 times.
And half the time we wouldn't end up even getting one because we could never decide. But it was just fun to go look and see. And I kind of miss that activity because it gives you like a whole library to look at visually, and you see movies you wouldn't even think about seeing. I know now you can go on your streaming whatever and see like, you know, libraries of films, but they're not all there. And it's kind of what they feed to you and show you. But it made me think about movies in general. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the state of movies today, you know, are just coming out of a pandemic where they were kind of not a thing for a while, and then what revived that and how we're looking now, but also kind of focus on the summer blockbuster as a topic. So I want to kick it off with, I want to ask each of you first, one at a time, like when I say summer blockbuster movie, JP, what's the first one that comes to your mind? And this could be any era, whatever. When I say that to you, what do you think about?
When you say summer blockbuster, I don't know if I'm ashamed to say this, but I think Independence Day, Will Smith, like,
oh yeah, that's
me,
not
it's like the original huge summer. like
it's debatable if it's the original, but it's definitely one that came to mind for me as well. And I don't think there's a shame in that.
Like, I'm sure before that there were plenty of big movies that came out in the summer, but I think that one, at least for my generation, that defined what is a summer blockbuster movie. It can be dumb. It can be lowbrow. It can be, not to say that that movie is, but it is just entertainment for entertainment's sake, to get your butt into a theater and have fun. And to its credit, that is a fun movie. And I remember at the time, it was the only thing that anyone talked about when Independence Day came out.
Oh yeah, it's like 4th of July. It was
had
like summer.
I don't know if anyone saw a single other movie that came out at that time. You had no prayer. You were crushed. It was all Independence Day. And that was it. And it defined the summer, just fun, adventure, crazy. And, you know, that was pre like, hey, there's a Marvel or 2 or 3 every summer, you know, it more independent, not a sequel. And then following up with that, I think like Men in Black kind of comes in with the, you know, they kind of hit on that niche with it too. So, yeah, absolutely. That's what comes to mind for me.
All right. Well, yeah, well, that came to mind for me as well. Definitely. It's up there. And I'll in a bit, I'll get into some older ones than that when I read you a list of titles that be like, oh wow, yeah, those were big too. But maybe it all depends on your age too when you're kind of experiencing this. But there's like, and things have gotten bigger too, like, you know, revenues, etc. But Luke, what's the first one that comes to your mind when you hear Blockbuster?
The first thing I was thinking about, so Summer was the only thing that wasn't really connecting with me. Blockbusters definitely does. Then I started thinking about it. Michael Bay was something that just came to mind as a director, like Armageddon or like Transformers movies. It needs to be big. It needs to have explosions at least, because without explosions, you're not a blockbuster. That was always what we said. So. But yeah,
and it may not be like an Oscar-worthy film, but it's gonna like be entertaining and fun.
Yeah,
and explosions or something.
Yeah, and so I don't always know when the movies came out, because some of them there's a big part where like Christmas you get a lot of big movies too, right? So it's I don't remember if Dark Knight was like that one was like winter time or that was a summer blockbuster, but I'm thinking Transformers was definitely one. And I thought
so you get like a lot of release dates, right? So you're thinking like there's always like before Halloween for horror movies, you've got Christmas time is a big release date, then like rom-coms before like Valentine's, and then summer stuff, right? And then there's always the ones that are just trying to get the end of the Oscar deadline where they're having releases, you know, for the cutoff to be considered. So there's like a series of times through a year where there's like the major releases, but I'm talking like summer, everyone's free, like it's a kind of a thing that becomes everyone's talking about. And of course, you know, this summer is no exception. We'll talk about that. But let me name a few names going back. I pulled up a list of the 50 best summer blockbuster. This is on sci-fi.com. So I was just looking at a few. There's a 75 best on Rotten Tomatoes. Like there's a whole bunch. So what do you guys think is the number one? And this is going way back.
Oh,
kind of the first number one big summer.
Citizen Kane.
No, 1975 is a hint.
Okay.
Oh, Star Wars.
77 is Star Wars.
Oh,
older. Summertime.
No.
Beach in a small town with a mayor who wants to keep the town open. Jaws.
Yes.
You know, and how many times has that plot been repeated with like monster flicks where like, you know, some guy wants to keep the beach open, you know, but there's like a snake or
it's Meg now, right? The Megalodon.
Oh, the Meg is coming out. The Meg number 2 or 3 or 4, whatever, with what's his name? Jason Statham and my fish.
Love that guy.
Yeah, the Meg. I saw the first one of those. I haven't seen the new one, but it's coming out, right? The new. I think it's out now. New Meg. Yeah. So Megalodon, the big fish, bigger than Jaws. So then comes Star Wars, which is 77. So I'm just going to read a few lists here. 79, Alien, and feel free to jump in if you have comments about any of these. And then 1980, Friday the 13th, summer. You know, that's like set in a camp. You know, summer camp kind of. You know.
Kevin Bacon
slasher movie. And then 1980 also was Empire Strikes Back. So you had a slew of Star Wars films. And then you jump into 1981, which also ties to this summer.
Full Metal Jacket.
No. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones, 1981, which is kind of crazy. That was 1981, and we just had the final one this summer.
Yep, number 5.
Did anyone see that yet? Well, Luke and I saw it together.
That's true.
I can't talk about that, can I?
Spoilers.
So Raiders of the Lost Ark. JP, did you see the new Indiana Jones?
Yeah, I did.
What are your thoughts?
It was the last. You know what? It was fun.
It was. I was impressed. Fun. I was impressed. He's still moving around like nothing's happening. The guy's 81. I thought that was impressive.
I think it checked the boxes of a summer blockbuster and an Indiana Jones film.
Yes.
Had him kicking like Nazis' butts and explosions, trains, heists, chases, kind of unbelievable but fun things. The de-aging stuff was pretty cool on that as well. Like
absolutely, you know, that was some of the better
CGI.
Better CGI, which I guess they're saying is not CGI, it's AI.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that's partly semantics when it comes to, you know, what's the
Jordan's
difference?
brain froze.
But still, yeah, absolutely. It was phenomenal. It was a lot of fun, and it hit all the notes on what you're looking for in an Indiana Jones movie. And
So there's like 5 of them now, right? You have a top favorite?
well, I Crystal Skull, I don't even acknowledge its existence.
Yeah, I didn't mind it, except for I don't like Shia LaBeouf, but
no, it can't happen. Just not a thing. Like
I didn't mind the film itself, though.
I'm gonna have to say Raiders of the Lost Ark, number 1 for me. And then I'm going. I mean, it's a close second with The Last Crusade.
Oh, Sean Connery's hard to beat.
Yeah, anything with Sean Connery, I'm in 100%. That's almost enough to take the top spot just because Sean Connery's in it. Then we go Temple of Doom, then the new one. I mean, Temple of Doom is just so nostalgic for me. This last one could have been on par with that for sure. But hey, I love Short Round. So
like Temple of Doom, like that's like a summer thing. I remember as a kid,
yeah.
And we were playing like the video game of it, and it's like everyone's talking about it all summer, and like the beating heart thing, like it's like
you see that he stuck his hand in his chest and pulled his heart out, like it was all the things.
What was the chant again? He had a chant, right? Shalimar or something.
Oh, I can't remember. Oh yeah, and he was like faking it and like, oh yeah, I don't know spoilers. You gotta watch that if you haven't seen it, but no, it's good.
If you have not seen that as a
I don't think that's spoilers. That's
30 years
popping off some dust.
1980 called. They want their spoilers back.
Well, the young kids haven't seen all the old stuff, but they're probably not listening to us. But so no, I agree. Like Indiana Jones is like definitely fits the boxes of a summer box office. Same with Star Wars, and then the newer Star Wars became like a Christmas thing because they released a lot of them in Christmas time.
Yes,
the newer ones, which was kind of a fun family tradition for us for a while.
Which
is see that.
Well, which I think there is kind of a little difference between the holiday blockbusters and the summer blockbuster. The holiday ones generally tend to, I think, have a more family tinge to them. Like you can take generally, I think like the Harry Potters and whatnot, those all come out holiday.
Karate Kid was 1984. That's a family kind of.
Another great one. What about E.T.?
E.T. came out 1982, and that was a summer blockbuster.
I remember seeing E.T. with you, and you slept through the whole thing.
Yes. I was probably pretty little in 82.
Yes,
so I was like,
you were a youngin', but
I was like 4. That's awesome. Also, I do remember seeing some of these. 1984 Ghostbusters came out. Temple of Doom came out in 84. Gremlins came out in 84. The Goonies came out in 85, as well as Back to the Future, which I remember seeing in the theater. In Springville, Utah, up on the balcony. And Ferris Bueller's Day Off came out in 86.
I saw that 2 weeks ago again on a rooftop cinema. That was
really?
Cool. Yeah.
That's so fun. I love that movie growing up. It was a great summer one too. It's like, kids are out for the school, the last in the plot. And it's like totally like fits like the last day of freedom thing kind of.
See, Top Gun, that was in my head too. Top Gun
86. That was, let's talk about Top Gun for a second, because Tom Cruise basically with the latest one kind of revived movie going after the pandemic in a way with Maverick. You agree or disagree? Like, I mean,
that was the first movie I made a point to see after having not seen a movie in a theater for over 2 years, pushing 3. I had not been to a theater, but you got to see that one in the theater.
I love that one. My God.
It was worth seeing on the big screen. So definitely kind of revived that summer blockbuster. I want to say like summer blockbuster activity, basically, as you're going with friends. I know people saw that multiple times.
Included.
Which when I was coming up, there was a few movies that I went to see multiple times. Speed was one.
Speaking of,
With Keanu Reeves.
yes.
I actually showed that to my nephews last year or something, and they had never seen it. They loved it. They thought it was awesome. Speed, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was in '89. There was some others, Total Recall. Then the Batman ones, Michael Keaton. I don't know if that was summer, but Terminator, they've had a series of those. The other big one that I think was the summer one that really stuck was Jurassic Park, the first one.
Yes.
That really ticks all the boxes. So kind of over the top. Everyone's excited about it, especially if it's like a new, like Independence Day was like a new thing, like with the aliens invading, and we've had Alien and things like that, but it was just like kind of like it almost created a excitement about it. And the dinosaur Jurassic Park, the first one, I remember because it was just like no one had really done anything that good on that scale, and like I guess like it wasn't totally CGI, but they had like the dinosaurs were like real looking, and they built that suspense, that scene by the electric fence in the rain, and the T-Rex is coming. Like that's classic now, right? Like the puddle with the ripples. It's like, man. So that was 1993, and they've had so many of those since, and all those have been summer. So other ones going down the list, I'm just kind of bouncing through a few. Twister, there's Independence Day 1996, Men in Black's 97, which you mentioned, and then the next Jurassic Park the year after that. I remember this one, Blade 1998. This one people talked about a ton, The Sixth Sense in 99. Remember that one? That one was one like don't spoil it, which was good, but now probably looking back on it, it's not like really that scary or anything. But Blair Witch Project 99, Gladiator in 2000. That was a big, huge one. I remember when that came out. Yeah, definitely a good one. So thinking about all this list, I can go on and on. I've got a few more here, but let's talk about like the experience. Summer Blockbuster. You haven't been back to the movies for a while, but this year especially things have kind of changed. Starting with Maverick, and then last year or whenever that was, a year and a half ago, last year, and then moving on. There's been a number of great movies that have taken me to the theater recently, and there's some that I have tickets tomorrow to go see. Oppenheimer on the 70 millimeter IMAX tomorrow morning. The only ticket I get was tomorrow morning at 8:15 in the morning. They're still booked out solid because this is the only theater that, in the city that shows it on the full 70 millimeter IMAX, which is the way it was filmed, so you don't get cropping. I didn't sign up for Barbenheimer to see Barbie together. So has anyone done that?
Last week, last Saturday.
Tell us about it.
Oh, it was fun. It was Oppenheimer at 10:30 in the morning. And I got my popcorn, and I got a big bucket of popcorn. It actually made it through Barbie as well, the popcorn.
Did you make it through Barbie as well?
I did actually.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Sorry?
But would you see them back to back like he just
That's
did?
A long haul.
5 hours. Barbenheimer, they're calling it.
I think.
Double feature, go see both in a row. It's 5 hours total with a little break in between.
So 10:30 to 1:30 was Oppenheimer. Pause for lunch, and at 4 o'clock was Barbie. So I was basically I was in the mall from 10:30 in the morning until 6 at night.
That's a lot. That's the longest I've been in the mall for a long time.
It was fun though.
Well, I read an article the other day or saw something that says Barbenheimer and the Taylor Swift tour is single-handedly pulling along the U.S. economy right now.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I mean, the Taylor Swift was just here at Levi Stadium, South Bay, and they were like, it was all over the news, and they're doing special trains to there, and what to bring, not to bring, how it's affecting everything, So I believe it. It's a 2-night show that probably like injected a ton of cash to the local economy.
Interesting.
Because people fly in for those things, pretty wild. Summer concert series. That's another whole episode, I'm sure. That's funny though. Yeah, Barbie. I've heard good things. I haven't seen it. I don't know. Is it worth seeing?
If you're doing the Barbieheimer thing, it was fun. Like I had like very low expectations when it came to the Barbie movie. I thought it would just be a doll running around in Malibu, basically, but it's a little more sophisticated than that. But yeah, You can watch it, you can skip it if you're yeah, basically, yeah. I thought it was fun as the pair, the Oppenheimer
Yeah.
and the Barbieheimer, because everyone's doing that. I had very low expectations and I was happy when I was walking out, but it was
Yeah.
pretty good.
Did your spouse come with you on both?
No, just the second one.
The second one. I was gonna say it'd be kind of weird if I would have bought a Barbie ticket for myself. Maybe if I had a date that wanted to go, but
And we were all dressed in pink to commemorate
oh,
Barbie.
nice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You haven't seen either of those, JP?
Nope.
No. I hear good things about both. Oppenheimer, I definitely want to see, especially on the IMAX, because the visually it's supposed to be amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be mind blowing. That's what I'll say.
And then I think Barbie I'd see with the right crowd. You know, why not? But I definitely want to go see that. I'm gonna go see it tomorrow, Oppenheimer.
I have to say,
Interesting history as well.
I have
What's
to
that?
say for Barbie, Ryan Gosling is freaking hilarious.
Really?
Freaking hilarious, yeah.
I actually don't mind him in movies. He's actually pretty funny. I liked him in some stuff.
He's
Ladies
Ken.
love him. The ladies love him, you know. But yeah, he's Ken in this one. So no spoilers. I haven't seen it, but you know Barbie and Ken.
Yeah. And it's not, they thought it was a kids movie, and that's been coming up in social media a lot. That parents take their kids to Barbie and
No,
the
no.
kids are like not enjoying it.
No,
I can see why.
Isn't it like PG-13? I think
It is
rated?
PG-13, but it's more like the subjects is not kids related. It's like feminism and things like that.
It's like an adult movie.
Yeah.
But no.
Yes.
Well, people need to know what they're getting into, I guess. It's not like a cartoon kid movie.
No. And
So-
watching Margot Robbie for 2 hours is pretty fun.
Yeah, she's a good actress. I'll have to see that one at some point. Jordan, have you been to any films with your kids lately? Speaking of kid movies?
No, not really. I mean, the only thing, and I don't think it qualifies as like a summer, it was the Mario movie, Super Mario Brothers.
Mario.
Oh yeah, I wanted to see that. I forgot to go.
It was pretty nostalgic and pretty funny. Definitely had enough for the kids, but there were enough Easter eggs with all the video games to keep a guy my age entertained and just looking out for all the fun little Easter eggs that just appeared. So that was a lot of fun.
How was Jack Black as Bowser?
Excellent. Absolutely. Like he was the character. So like,
yeah, I've seen him he did a few songs like with his band and stuff about it, and
Peaches, man.
So
Peaches.
Funny.
That was fun.
Yeah, the video for that is hilarious. Him playing on the piano with like the Bowser hair, you know.
Yeah, I've seen that.
If you haven't seen it, go look it up.
Actually, I heard a rumor because the Super Mario movie did so well. Nintendo is contemplating their next one, which would be their other big franchise, of course. This is just a rumor, but they're saying they're gonna make a movie out of Zelda.
Oh, I could see that. People love Zelda.
Yep.
It'd be like like the Lord of the Rings kind of crowd, Ren Fair crowd with gamers. Yeah, I would do well. I'm sure it would do.
Yep.
Plus, it's like a whole world they could do a whole thing about it. So, what do you think about like Disney redoing all their cartoons in live action?
Not a huge fan, to be honest.
Yeah, it's kind of like let's come up with some new material, but
no,
making
let's
money,
reuse
but
some old material. That's more what it feels like.
they need to come up with new stuff for sure. Well,
Moana is next, apparently.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Which
if they do it right, it could be good.
And I like The Rock in pretty much anything, no matter how stupid it may be. So
he's been in some dumb movies, but they're entertaining.
Yes,
that's
like,
for sure.
How do you not love the guy? Like seriously. So
even like San Andreas or something. Like he's like
okay. Yes, not a great movie.
But he's like fun to watch. But that's the summer one is like earthquakes, crazy stuff happening.
Mm-hmm.
You know which one I actually like? Speaking of like apocalyptical movies that were like supposed to be blockbusters, was like 2012. Did you ever see that? It's like super long, John Cusack in it. I don't know if it was a summer one, but that one, if I see it on TV, I end up getting sucked in and watching it every time, even though it's not that good, but it's pretty funny. And
the end of the world with the Mayan calendar. Was
Yeah,
that the
yeah,
one?
yeah. That one, like the whole world floods or something like crazy. And you see like LA falling into the ocean and the big donut rolling by, like from Randy's, something like that. If you get a chance, watch that one. You'll go kill 3 hours and you'll be brain dead, but it's pretty funny. If you look at it as a comedy, I mean, Woody Harrelson is like facing the volcano going off and yelling at it like as he dies. It's pretty awesome. Check that one out. So I just wanted to top off that list of 50, the kind of full circle. A lot of these themes keep coming up, different movies, and they regurgitate or do sequels, but some are good, some are not great. But that is the event kind of thing of the summer. I'm kind of glad it's back. For me, going to the movies is basically, an event. Get your, like you said, a popcorn, your treats. You're going with your buddies, your friends, or a date or whatever. It's a fun time. I enjoy it.
Or just escaping the heat. That's also true.
Yeah, wait till October in SF when we have a heat wave and everyone hangs out in the mall. There's that. So yeah, that's my topic today. I just want to encourage you all to get out there, maybe do the Barbenheimer or go see Indiana Jones. That was a good one. I'm sure there's other ones out there right now, but those are the biggest ones this summer.
Well, it's kind of fun that, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of all the Marvel movies as much as anybody else, but it's kind of fun to see something non-Marvel, two very strong movies that are pushing crowds into the theaters, which is awesome.
Oh yeah.
There's
been so many superhero ones and some of them are great and big like draws, but then you kind of get fatigued after like
but some original storytelling. I think that's from some new things, and from as much as I've heard, Barbie is a pretty original take on it. So can't wait to get out and see those.
Go check it out. Just tell us what you think on our socials about your favorite summer blockbuster. How do you make it an event? What do you do? Do you dress up for Barbie? Did you do the double feature? Let us know how it was. Love to hear it.
Well, awesome. Well, that about wraps it up for us on episode 1, season 2. So happy to be back. We are going to make a commitment to you to be more regular and get these out.
And we've said that before.
Yes, we have. But then coming from the man who up and moved and stole the studio for a while. Yes, we will do much better. And, even if maybe we could commit, hey, even if we're on the road, like right now I'm on the road, we'll just pop up the laptops, get it to happen. And hopefully we get a few more impromptu ones, just maybe even some shorter episodes. Whenever we see or hear of something we need to talk about, we'll get together and we will put something out there so you can hear more from us on a more frequent basis. I think that
and we've got some fun ideas ahead, like looking to have maybe some guests come in on special topics and discuss with us as well. So look for that. Also keep your eye out at sbckpodcast.com on all the socials, or at SBCK Podcast. It's been so long I can't even say it. Should be common knowledge. Check us out.
Find
Look
your
for
podcast.
We are everywhere. We stream. Go catch up on season 1 that you may have missed or not seen. So they're out there at the website or anywhere you stream your stuff.
All right.
Cool.
Awesome. Do we need to do a sign off? I don't know.
Do it.
Cut this all out. Okay. Well, signing off. Until next time, this is JP. I'm out.
Luke.
And I'm Jonathan. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. Till next time. Peace out.